Hey, we getting started today. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy Mundane Monday. Hello, everybody out there. Hello, Shauna. Shauna corrected me. Shauna. It's like Donna. Hello to everybody out there. Had an amazing weekend. Hope you all had the same. I don't know what you did. I just got a lot of work done. Started preparing for the upcoming many ventures I got going on with the podcast and the video and audio. I'm about, probably about a month away from hitting matter of fact, I should say we are about a month away from hitting 100,000 downloads on our podcast, The Flow Show No Filter. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. We built this podcast from scratch. I didn't even have a fucking name. I never planned on doing one. I'm gonna tell y'all that all the way as we blow this bitch up to take it to new heights. But I just appreciate all of y'all. I have a super duper supportive group, and I never take that for granted. So a lot of things. Looking forward to a lot of things coming up in the coming weeks and months. Trying to stay relaxed and calm and cool with all this crazy ass news. Let's see, Diddy. What we gonna talk about today? Now, another thing today. Thank you for everybody joining me on YouTube live every day at 7:30 a.m. It's the Flow Club. We do breakfast, and now I'm working on lunch. So we should have a 12 noon. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Michelle. Thank y'all. You know, this the breakfast crew. I ain't a big coffee drinker, but we got our Floppuccinos ready to do what we do. But Diddy was rushed to the hospital. Let's see everything we're gonna go over today, y'all. It's a Monday, so let's relax and just ease on into the motherfucking week. Diddy was rushed to the hospital. We're gonna talk about that. More plane crashing. We're gonna talk about that. TDE, Kendrick Lamar's label, was just hit with a sexual assault, $40-something million lawsuit. A lot of people believe Drake is behind it. We're gonna get into that. We'll see what we have time for outside of that. I gotta cover the Grammys, the Illuminati night. You know, I think this is going to be the last Grammys of all the people that we know and that in their space that they are now, because I believe after this Diddy trial and who knows what type of bombs are about to get dropped, I think next Grammys is going to look entirely different. Not that I really watched it, but I did see a lot of clips coming across my timeline. And so I tuned in to stay tapped in of what's going on, who won this, who won that. So I'll get into a little bit of that, but I'm going to talk more about that at the lunchtime show. So my plan is Monday through Friday to do breakfast and lunch and be done. So 2 shows a day, out something like an hour. And everybody who, if you're a subscriber, you will get the audio version of the lunchtime show for all the subscribers. And matter of fact, all the subscribers, I appreciate you. I got a subscriber to shout out. Please, people in the chat, don't let me end this live without shouting out my subscriber of the day. I'm counting on y'all in the chat to remind me, because y'all know I hate to forget. So definitely. Oh yeah, for sure, Jennifer. I ain't gonna never stop work. I love working, especially this is what I love to do. I love to get with y'all, talk about some stuff. This our little meetup. This our little meetup. And we're gonna meet up and do what we do. Let me get straight over here, y'all. So the thing is this, y'all. The Diddy being rushed to the hospital. Let me talk about the plane crash first before we get into that. Not the plane crash, but what about the planes? If y'all have been following me from the beginning, y'all remember that I said that stay away from these damn planes. If you remember, I said this around New Year's. I get that from my grandmother and my mother, great grandmother. We all I used to always sit up under them all my life though, and just talk. And they had an uncanny intuition. And I swear I'm one of the few dudes that got it. Most of the time that goes to all the women in the family, but I guess me and my mom so much alike. I got it from her. Y'all moms out there, y'all know what y'all got. Y'all know how we can't keep nothing from y'all. And I didn't know, it was so much chaos going on. Something around the first of the year. If y'all remember my podcast, I did a whole rant about this ain't the time to be flying. And I don't know if y'all was there. Yeah, I said no planes or big travel plans this year for a while. I didn't say I wasn't convinced that it would have to be for the whole year. But I said, for now, just don't fly. And I said this, there was no plane stuff going on or anything. I just felt the chaos in this world. And when it's chaos in the world and, we divided and people angry and people want to make, draw attention to shit just to stir shit up. I just had that feeling. And that's why I told y'all, I said, hey, I know if you got to fly, you got to fly, but I'm not flying. And I wouldn't advise y'all to fly if you don't have to, I would say, I don't know how long, maybe another few months or something. Just let what's going on kind of clear out. It just ain't the time. And so we got more plane crashes, one in Philly that we're going to talk about real quick. I ain't going to too many details just to make y'all aware. And like I said, I'm going to say it again. It just ain't the time to be flying. Too many people, and we don't know why. We don't know if we under attack and they ain't saying it. And I'm just throwing out all the scenarios. We don't know if it's people disgruntled because of all these all these changes and all these, DEI getting disintegrated. And with DEI, it's not just one particular group. You got women, you got blacks, you got Latinos, you got trans people, you got all kind of people upset. And so you don't know. For the first time, this country been crazy, y'all, but for the first time, it's like, I don't know. We got so much shit going on. We don't know who doing what. Felix Bolt, right? You caught us. You on the clock? But yeah, we don't know when shit happened. We don't know who did it. We don't know if it's terrorists. We don't know if it's our own citizens. We don't know who it is because with the new administration and everything going on, this country is so divided right now. And when you divide it, you're in danger. But anyway, let's get into Diddy's ass. No Diddy. So y'all probably heard in the middle of the night, they were talking about Diddy. Me and Felix on the clock, y'all. So this I don't know who else on the clock joining me today in the chat on the clock. But I know y'all heard Diddy was in the middle of the night. Let me look at my notes and rushed to the hospital. Now, there are so many rumors to this hospital incident. We're going to go into everything I heard, and y'all can tell me what y'all heard in the chat. And Shauna already got one of the rumors and things that a lot of people believe. But let me go to it. This is first of all, I don't know if anybody out there been to prison, but this is Diddy's privilege, because I don't know many prison people who would be able to go to the hospital because they knee hurt. My knee hurt. Like, I've heard stories where prisoners be half dead and they don't get to go nowhere. Hey, Lauren, glad you could join us. This is our Breakfast Club. I appreciate everybody. We already starting to get a crowd. This is our second official week. In the first few days, I didn't even announce it. I was just in here trying to make sure I knew what the hell I was doing. Y'all don't even realize I'm learning how to work all this equipment. You don't even know. Like, I go hard. And if y'all go hard, I'm going to go harder. That's how I do. But anyway, it's crazy, y'all. So I don't know, in the chat, let me know if y'all ever heard of a prisoner being able to get out of whole ass jail because his knee hurt. My knee hurt really bad. It don't make no sense. But anyway, let's go. We know about the one Shauna said. I'm gonna say that rumor for last. But first of all, they said it was an altercation. I don't know if I believe it, because I tend to think Diddy wanted some damn drugs for real. So it's kind of, I don't think it would have been no altercation. I don't know what the fuck to believe, but I haven't heard from any of my solid sources that there was an altercation at all. So I'm not really buying that one. And so they say he was reportedly limping around, holding his knee, making a big fuss about it until they had to take his ass to the hospital. Now, other people are saying they saw a lot of symptoms of withdrawal from Diddy because he's used to having all these freak off drugs and all this stuff. And he was going through withdrawal. So he figured the best way to get drugs is to go to the hospital. So what they did was he was hobbing and hoobing and saying that his knee was hurting and this and that. And he kept complaining. So they transported him to the hospital late at night with no witnesses and no cameras. Now, let me tell you, let's go into, thank you, Jennifer. Let's go into this. Now, like I said, let's zoom out a minute. What we like to watch, I like to watch for justice. And I just also like to watch the two-tier system we have. The system for people who don't have money and power, and the system that do have it. So the average prisoner, I don't give a fuck if you was holding your knee for dear life and screaming and crying and your knee was on the ground. The prison would just pick your knee up off the ground, hand it to you, and tell your ass to get in your cell. You ain't going no damn high. If do y'all know how many prisoners would be in going to the hospital if you could go because your knee was bothering you? So we basically talking about that aspect right now. And so what happened was they didn't want to cause a fuss, and they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to have anybody see him, so they did it at night with nobody seeing. And that also could have been they did it in the night and did it under so nobody could see him. Did it like that because they wanted to, they ain't want nobody to know, because they know like this nigga ain't supposed to be going to no, he ain't supposed to be going to no damn hospital. But anyway, so let's continue. He was struggling. He was struggling for withdrawals, is what we're really thinking. And so they transported him in the middle of the night. Now, official sources are claiming it was for an MRI, but rumors are suggesting otherwise. They say Diddy has been complaining about the living conditions. He's been, of course, complaining about the food. and all type of complaints. So he added up, and they're thinking he just said, you know what, I need a break. I need to go to the hospital, and they obliged. Now, it appears that Diddy is struggling. Diddy know he's guilty, and he ain't got nowhere to run, y'all. They done added more. He was trying to say, his attorneys and them were trying to say it wasn't but one victim, and that was hanging their hat on that. And then the next thing you know, it's another victim, and another victim, and another victim. And so it appears that Diddy is doing whatever the hell he can to try to get better conditions. And I think it's bullshit. Like I said, I definitely went to get drugs. Definitely an MRI. You get to get out of jail to go to the MRI. Like, all that don't make sense. So we're gonna continue to watch that and see if Diddy is going to figure out another way to get out of there. Now, this young lady did a little small report on it. Let me tell you what she said. See what she said. This reporter from TikTok.
Combs was transferred. Breaking news: Sean Diddy Combs was transferred last night from his jail cell to the hospital for an MRI, and no clear reasons were given for this move. Now, this was done in the middle of the night, in the dark, so that it was inconspicuous to other inmates and prison staff. But again, they didn't want to draw attention to this. Rumors are circulating that the reason for this move could be a variety of reasons. It could be that he got in a fight or an unknown health emergency that has arose. Now, he has his trial scheduled for May 5th, while he will have to deal with the different charges that he faces. But people are concerned that he could now face an outcome similar to Mr. Little St. James, Mr. Lolita Express, and that his fate might be the same with this hospital transfer. So what do you think? As always, I want to hear.
So Diddy playing Diddy games. We already know that. So let's just pay attention to that. Let's move on. Diddy's fake. Let's move on from Diddy's fake hospital run. We all know what it was about. At the end of the day, he wanted some drugs. He wanted to get out of prison. Probably wanted some different food. Imagine you get some different food at the hospital. Yes, Michelle. And basically we know that. And Diddy. Michelle brought up an interesting fact that came about over the weekend. Was Busby found the house that Diddy owned in the Hamptons, where the girl, let me put your comment up there. So let's catch up real quick. Y'all remember, of course, the 13-year-old who said she was raped by Jay-Z and Diddy at this infamous home. Now, if y'all remember, Jay-Z and his team tried to say that this home didn't exist. It was, quote unquote, a big win for Jay-Z. And they were shitting on the victim, which I think is going to come to bite their ass. But they were shitting on the victim. And a lot of people were like, see, I told you it wasn't true. Well, Busby found the fucking house. And it's been quiet ever since. This news broke pretty much kind of like over the weekend or like Friday after we met. And that's big, y'all, because the defense was holding on to the fact that the house didn't exist. Diddy never owned the house, all of that. And they were standing 10 toes on that. And so to find out that the house does exist, Diddy had ownership. And I don't know if you guys saw this. Not on top of that, Busby located or was able to prove that Jay-Z was at that house before. I believe it was like a month or two. It was like a month or two before the incident, the alleged incident. So this is big. And another reason that you know it's big is Jay-Z and his defense team have shut the hell up, at least for a second. You know, they was coming out with big balls. Every time something happened, they come up standing on 10, firing back. Hey, you got to respect they're trying to fight for their freedom. But now why you so quiet? Very quiet. Like I said, one thing about Flo, I'm good. The reason what makes me good at what I do is I'm good at reading the tea leaves. And Jay-Z and his defense team being ultra quiet like this, even Jay-Z's demeanor at the Grammys, it's some shit coming, y'all. Just like I told y'all, stay your ass off them planes. Listen to me. I got that wise mama intuition. I'm telling you, it's the only reason y'all I even got to hear, because I'm always, people who've been following me from the beginning know that I have a knack for saying shit. And then it happened because I'm just good at reading what the hell going on and like, oh shit, something about to happen. And for Jay-Z and his team to be so fucking quiet, and then for him to be so laid back, staying out the way on the motherfucking Grammys. If y'all remember, Jay-Z last year at the Grammys, he stood up on the stage and cussed everybody out. What a difference a year make, right? This year, he was like a church mouse. He was there, but he wasn't really there. He was like in the shadows. And if y'all remember last year when he was talking about Beyonce didn't win and Jay-Z went up there cussing everybody out. See, everybody's swag was up in celebrity world last year. This is before all this shit hit the fan. And Jay-Z was cussing everybody out because Beyonce didn't win the Grammys. And he basically held court. Well, this year was a little different. This year, he was more trying not to be seen, not to be heard, but trying to still support. So like I said, and think about it, the next Grammys is going to be entirely different because we're going to have the Diddy trial might still be going on. I don't know how long the Diddy trial going to last, but you know it's coming in May. So many celebrities are going to get their fucking name put into this shit because I try to tell people this. You got to realize people talking about, well, I ain't seen enough, you know, the people that saying I haven't seen enough evidence and blah, blah, blah. You gonna see a lot more evidence May 5th. People don't realize the fucking trial hasn't started yet. The trial ain't started yet. You're going to hear all kind of evidence that we haven't heard yet at all once that trial starts. I don't know what some people haven't followed trials before, or they expect every ounce of evidence to come out before the actual trial. I don't know. But for us to hear all of what we heard and the trial haven't even started yet, that don't look good for Diddy. Because we done heard all kind of stuff, and I guarantee you we haven't heard 10% of what the feds got. And once those cans get opened up, the celebrity world is going to be forever changed. I guarantee you. So to remind y'all, Tony Busby had definitely located that house, and that Tony Busby Jay-Z situation is heating back up. And so let's look for Jay-Z and his legal team, because if they're keeping up to what they've been doing, they should be coming back with something soon in the next couple days. Remember last time before Tony Busby found the fucking house, Jay-Z was trying to call for sanctions because saying Busby didn't interview the victim and all type of stuff. So they'll definitely pay attention to that. Oh man. Okay, so another plane crash, y'all. I'm gonna play this little excerpt, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Hold up.
Tucson, October. I was absolutely scared. But I'm like, I need to find someone I can help. Because I cannot stand by and watch people just record. I can't do that. I don't record. I care about social media. I help so that I can save lives. What did you do to help? I gave a shirt off my back to help a young child with a health aspiration. A piece actually went through a red pickup's window, hit the kid. And the parents were shouting, "Help us, help us, help us." No one was around to help at the time. Cops are just approaching. I took the shirt off my back, gave it to them, said, "Push this on its head, keep pressure." I went back to my car. I got rags, anything I could find to absorb blood, push on cut. My mom worked at a doctor's office. She was there. She was helping. She's disabled. She doesn't walk fast. She was walking fast.
So basically, this guy's just describing people, a boy or somebody got hit. They say this crash in Philly was a small plane and it just crashed in the middle of Philly, and people thought it was a fucking missile. People thought somebody shot a missile at our ass. That's how crazy it looked. And there are six fatalities. There was I believe it was only, I guess, 6 people on board. They all perished. And then also there were people who were hit with shit on the ground. And so we haven't had an update on who all, are there any deaths outside of the people that were in the plane? How many injuries? All of that is still up in the air. But Philly, we definitely praying for you. And then, just when we talking about Philly, guess what else? Did y'all see that a United Airlines plane caught fire during takeoff at a Houston airport? What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not getting on no fucking plane. I'm just not for a while. I'm gonna try to wait until my son's, I mean, maybe I might have to go before then, but my son graduates in June. I might not be able to wait that long, but that'll be the time I have to get on a plane. So hopefully, everything works out and everything calms the fuck down, because I'm gonna be the way this shit going on, I'm gonna be a fucking nervous wreck on these planes. They catching fire, they falling, military planes is running into them. And just to think, somebody just on their fucking, when you get on a plane, you either going to see somebody special or going to do something special or handle something special. Normally, when you get on a plane, you're doing something. And to think that you get on a plane and if something go wrong, it's like literally death. It's not like a car accident where you have a car accident and you could live, and a lot of times you could be all right. Plane accident, you through. Plane accident is like death. So it's like no in between, and that's the scary part. Now with these United Airlines, what they're saying is this via TMZ. During the takeoff, United Flight 1382 received an indication about one engine and halted the takeoff while still on the runway. They went on to say there were no reports of no injuries, but this is the crazy part, and this is me. In Houston, there was a video in which you see the wing of the plane on fire. You can hear a flight attendant ask for passengers to remain seated. And this one passenger said something, and this is me. The passenger told the flight attendant, "No, this fucking plane is on fire." The fuck you mean sit down? Because all of the people in the crowd were looking out on the wing of looking outside the window, and they see the fucking plane catching on fire. Flight attendant don't know what's going on. She telling people to sit down. They trying to get the hell off the plane. It's a mess. That's Houston. And then we get an update on the Black Hawk situation. Did y'all know that they finally revealed who the pilot was in that Black Hawk, who was flying that plane? Remember, they would tell you that they told us about the 2 people, but they said it was 3 people on the Black Hawk, and they were holding the pilot. They were holding the pilot's name from us, and now we understand why. And this kind of goes back to Trump, and he has inside information. So when it first broke, remember Trump went on this crazy DEI rant about how DEI is killing people and we got to get rid of it. And he was blaming the whole crash on DEI. Y'all remember that, right? Well, we found out who, and now I know why they were holding their name back, the family and whoever. So the additional Black Hawk pilot that crashed into the American Airlines and killed everybody, she was a captain. Her name was a woman, a white woman, and her name was Captain Rebecca M. Lobach. And her family says, I'm hoping that people can look past the political aspect of the whole situation and look past her race and her gender. I gotta hit a little sound effect for that. So look, the family did something that I believe was smart. If this was the family, with this world, you don't never know if it's more to it or whatever. But I'm gonna just deal with the facts as they are presented to us. When Trump immediately came out and said it was because of DEI and this and that, he had already poured the gas. All he had to do was light the match. And so what I'm hearing is the family, to avoid being just harassed and bullied and whatever, they asked the media and they asked the government to not release her name or who it was, so they would have time to scrub the internet. And if this is the truth, I can't blame them, because they were about to have the whole country on their ass, because Trump kind of pumped it up by saying, DEI, DEI. We didn't know who he was talking about. I'm going to be honest. Most of us black people were taking offense to it because we thought he was talking about black people a lot of times. So but come to find out, he knew that it was a white woman who was flying the Black Hawk and knew that did that. And so to come right out and and put it on DEI and basically just put it on her, basically you saying a woman, a white woman, or just a woman in general, is not capable of flying a military plane or helicopter. And I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a thing to say, just come out and say. But I don't know. Am I crazy? Like, did y'all see any of that? Did y'all see the backlash? And so he set that lady's family up to be harassed. But that is who it is. Now let me tell you a little bit about Rebecca. She achieved the rank of captain, having twice served as a platoon leader and as a company executive officer. Rebecca was a warrior and would not hesitate to defend her country in battle, but she was as graceful as she was fierce. In addition to her duties as an Army aviator, Rebecca was honored to serve as a White House military social aide, volunteering to support the president and first lady and hosting countless White House events, including ceremonies awarding the Medal of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. According to the USA Today, Sabrina Bell, a friend of Captain Lobach, also spoke very highly of her in hopes that people won't use her as a political object. So she served her country. She did this, she did that. I can't get into what the hell happened with the plane. So many different pilots got different stories. I don't even know. Like, we don't know if the fucking plane was controlled by remote control, because they say it was able to be controlled by remote control, and somebody fucking hacked it and just did that while they're in the plane and they had no control. How do we know? This country and government sure ain't gonna say that. They're not gonna say somebody, some foreign adversary or somebody hijacked our plane remotely and flew it into our helicopter and flew it into the plane. They ain't about to say that. So we don't really know. But for Trump to just make it political immediately and have it to where a family has to put out all of these, please don't, look at her like this or do this, all while they're dealing with the death of her and everybody who died in that tragic accident that we still really don't know what the fuck happened. But it's like, I don't know. That just seemed kind of off to me. And it is what it is. But definitely they've named the plane, the pilot of the helicopter, and it was a white woman named Rebecca Lobach. And obviously that is why Trump went on his rant. And so if y'all know that lawyer, that famous lawyer that breaks down all the case, he had a great clip just talking about the planes and how it's just a badass situation. I really like what he said. I couldn't say it better myself. Check him out. I forgot his dude's name. Mo Gangot, but nobody knows him by name. But he a lawyer that you'll know his voice.
Yes, I was hoping I was wrong. That greed and a complete failure of leadership is what causes some of the tragedies that we're seeing. And then CBS News puts this tweet out there that says that normally you should have 2 air traffic controllers staffing the tower. Instead, there was only 1. And you combine that with reports that what happened here was the helicopter was simply flying too high. It should have been at 200 feet. Instead, it was up at 300 feet. Combine that with reports that there is a method in place where when that helicopter is there and there are flights departing and taking off in its path, they communicate with the air traffic controller. In this case, the air traffic controller did communicate. However, the helicopter seems to have only acknowledged one of the flights that was in the vicinity, not the second. Perhaps a second air traffic controller in the tower that night, as appears to be the norm, would have saved things. Why was the second air traffic controller not there? Clearly, we don't have enough money. Clearly, we don't have enough money, because at the end of the day, that air traffic controller could have cost us 1 less bomb, and God knows we need every last bomb. That air traffic controller could have cost us 1 less shot at developing the systems we need to get to Mars, and God knows we got to get to Mars. You see, the air traffic controller comes at the expense of everything else around us in our society. And by God, let me tell you something. The people in charge of deploying our resources and our assets are the best and the brightest and the most intelligent. And they have one thing that they think about exclusively, which is the health and the well-being and the prosperity of everyday Americans. Stop me if you throw up in your mouth at any point.
Yeah, so basically, he was saying one of the logical reasons, if it's not the shadiest reason, but I mean, we got shady reason, but let's just say if it really was some type of accident where it was just a fucked up accident. What he's saying is that, and I brought this point up when I first broke the story, that there were supposed to be 2 air traffic controllers on duty, and there was only 1, which we know that's from budget cuts and this and that, and not having enough money when they can buy billions and they can spend billions on bombs and billions and send billions to Ukraine and everybody else, but we can't have 2 air traffic controllers, which is some fucking crucial shit. So he's saying that they only had 1, and the 1 missed that the helicopter didn't see the one plane. The helicopter was looking at another plane. And so the confusion of having one traffic controller trying to control two different lanes, let's say, you got the military helicopter doing their thing, and then you got planes coming in. Well, they believe the second air traffic controller that oversees that works with the one would have and could have spotted out and said, no, it's another plane or something. And so who knows? But my thing is this: if you're supposed to have two, fucking have two. That's all I'm saying. If you're supposed to have two air traffic controllers, just have two. I mean, we spend money on all kind of shit. So I agree with him on that, basically. But another thing that we got to get into. Did y'all see? Okay, do y'all know TDE is Kendrick Lamar's label partner, whatever you want to call him? He represents TDE. Kendrick had a big Grammy day. We'll probably get into that later. If not, we'll get into it at the lunchtime show. But TDE was just hit with a sexual lawsuit for damn near $50 million. Like, I'm like, what? So let's get into it. Top Dog Entertainment executives and employees accused of sexual misconduct. Now, mostly everybody who will listen thinks that Drake behind this shit. Because if y'all know, Drake is pretty much, Kendrick Lamar has pretty much got, people don't even think about Drake no more. And so now this huge lawsuit has been put on TDE. And Top Dog Entertainment's legal counsel, Marty Singer, has released the following statement in response to this new sexual misconduct lawsuit aimed at two executives on TDE, Kendrick Lamar's people. This is their response. This is a clear example of a shakedown. This is a shakedown by Linda Luna and Aya Altari. And actually, they were trying to keep their names hidden, but in their response, because they were calling them Jane Does, in their response, they put their name out there. So they're saying they made a $48 million lawsuit through their attorney with fabricated claims. And said the attorney is just looking for 10 minutes of fame, and the young ladies are just looking for money. They go on to say there are text messages and communications that totally refute these baseless claims. Additionally, Miss Luna and Miss Altari were never employees of Top Dog Entertainment. We are confident that we will prevail in this lawsuit. So Drake gonna sue Eric. Drake is just going out bad because they send his text message. We'll see how this come out, but they say this is totally false. They say that these women didn't even work for them. One of the women who allegedly started working, she said she started working at the label in 2019. She claims that Chief Marketing Officer Brandon Tiffith tried to sleep with her via unwanted advances and sexually battered her. Also, she alleges that the label's current president, Anthony Tiffith Jr., consistently displayed behaviors of harassment. This is all Drake, y'all. I'm sorry. And we'll see how the truth come out, but it's so obvious. Drake's suing everybody. He's suing his record label. He's suing anybody he can sue, which ain't going to change nothing. But let's go on to say what they say. Furthermore, This Jane Doe alleges that TDE did not honor a contract between her and Musa to pay her for the professional services. The other accuser, referred to as Jane Roe, alleges that multiple label employees sexually harassed and assaulted her while on their property and under their supervision. She specifically accused one employee, David Harrell, of giving her spiked alcohol when she was underage in order to sexually exploit and take advantage of her. Higher ups at Top Dog Entertainment allegedly ignored these incidents when they became aware of them, which is why the legal team bringing forth the lawsuit is alleging a culture of hostility and complacency when it comes to these issues. This is via TMZ. I don't know, y'all. It's getting messy. What do y'all think about this? Drake is just going outside. And I guess as we talk about Drake going outside, we can also go into, we can't not talk about that Kendrick Lamar won every fucking Grammy yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw that. So Drake about to sue the Grammys, I guess. Let's see. Kendrick Lamar took Grammys home for Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar won Grammy for Song of the Year, Not Like Us. And I believe, if y'all know in the chat, was it 6 Grammys? I don't know how many he won. I know he won a lot. All I was thinking was, holy shit, that Drake about to be suing every fucking body. And so
she transitioned yesterday, so this is special right now, you know. She probably, watching it from up there, so make sure y'all got your smiles on, right? Make it feel good. Dre, what's up? Got Dre, what's up? Twist, what's up? We're gonna dedicate this one to the city. Compton, Box. Rest in peace.
So, Grammy Award or Grammy of the Year, and the nominees who were in that were the Beatles, for Now and Then, Beyonce for Texas Hold'em, Sabrina Carter for Espresso, Billy got Birds of a Feather, Chapel Roan, Good Luck Babe, Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone, Fortnite, and Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Kendrick Lamar took that home. Now, did y'all see, and this was crazy, they mentioned Chapel. Did y'all see the reporter who cut off Babyface? Chapel or some other bigger artist came, and she was in the middle of talking to Babyface, and then she just cut off Babyface and started talking to Chaplin. It was super duper rude. Like, listen to this clip.
I wanted to say,
well, she had to apologize for it, y'all. When she cut him off, they made her come back and apologize.
We want to thank you, but first I wanted to say that I'm really sorry about interrupting Babyface earlier. Chapel Roan had come up, and there was a lot of commotion as there is on these carpets. But I'm a big Babyface fan, and as are we all, and so I just wanted to say that I really apologize. But thank you so much for having me.
So all the reporters, if you don't know who Babyface is, don't be reporting at no fucking Grammys. Babyface is a GOAT, and anybody that don't know that, know that. Do some research. And so what happened was Babyface was in the middle of saying whatever, explaining whatever about the Grammys. Next thing he knows, she just starts screaming the name of another. She starts screaming the name of another celebrity in the middle of him talking. Here it is right here.
Just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion. We're seeing people
blend the genre with pop, blend the genre.
Now I'm gonna start over. Now, right now, she's talking to Babyface.
Just this new trend that we're seeing in R&B, where we're seeing more of a fusion. We're seeing people blend the genre with pop, blend the genre with hip hop and rock as well.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Don't do that.
Wow. Now I gotta explain that to you. If y'all didn't see that clip. Now you Babyface. Now the reporters, I don't know who the hell these reporters are. They not nobody famous that I know. But they're talking to Babyface, and you know Babyface is a fucking musical genius. So when you're talking about music, Babyface is that's his love. So he's going into detail, and then they see this other, I don't know, it's a white lady named Chaplin. She must be famous. She's kind of young though. And so in the middle of it, you hear in the clip, they like in the middle of him talking, they just stop talking to him and just yell through him like Chaplin, Chaplin, Chaplin. I mean, it was disrespectful, and he handled it like a champ because he just looked over and then he said, "Y'all go do that," and walked off. And they didn't. If you could probably hear in the clip, I don't know if you can tell, but even when he said that, they just said, "Oh, I'm sorry, sorry." Like, and they really like. Bottom line was like, they like, we want to talk to Chaplin. Go ahead on, Babyface. It was disrespectful. Yes, like Jennifer said, she was in the presence of a legend, which is why she had after that move, because I saw it in real time, y'all. Like I did. Well, I saw it in real time clips. You know how when something happened, you know the clip comes out in 2 minutes. So I saw the clip, and no sooner than I saw the clip, I said, "Oh, they not about to go for that." Next thing I know, y'all, I see the next clip is this. After that one we just saw, and I was.
Thank you. But first, I wanted to say that I'm really sorry about interrupting Babyface earlier.
Yeah.
Chapel Roan had come up, and there was a lot of commotion.
What no commotion?
I'm a big Babyface fan, and as are we all, and so I just wanted to say that I really apologize. But thank you so much for having me, you guys.
Well, you won't be back. They won't be having you again. It wasn't no commotion. You just disrespected him. I don't even like. Well, look, if you're gonna apologize, do it with straight honesty. Because when you start making excuses, you're pissing me off more. She talking about, sorry, it was a lot of it wasn't no commotion. You were talking to him, and you saw somebody else you wanted to talk to, and your excitement got the best of you, and you just started screaming for that other person. You were the commotion, if there was commotion, whoever this reporter was. Oh man, but hey, it was a lot of chaos. Let's run down some of the stuff we going. Oh, y'all didn't even remind me to give props to the subscriber of the day. I'm mad at y'all, my breakfast crew, because we in the last 7 minutes. And so what is this? Let's see. The subscription, Toy S. Jones. You are the subscriber of the day. I appreciate your subscription. Clap it up for Toy S. Jones. We got more exclusive content coming, plus all my daily updates that I do, like my breaking news. I post those for my subscribers. I appreciate y'all. The subscriptions help keep this podcast going and growing, and also keeps truth tellers being able to tell the truth. As y'all know, there is a war on truth, and the only thing we have is us. So I appreciate you again. Subscriber of the day, Toy Jones. Give her another round of applause. And if you can subscribe to either my Patreon or my Buzzsprout, please. My Buzzsprout is all my audio content, which is on Apple and Spotify. Well, this exclusive is not on Apple and Spotify, but most of my listeners come from Apple and Spotify for the audio. And the Patreon is for the video exclusive deep dives on surviving Clive Davis and Diddy, all these mysterious deaths. A lot of this stuff I'm talking about starting to come out now. Like they bringing up the Jay-Z mistress, Kathy, that was supposed to be pregnant by him, ended up mysteriously dying right around the same exact time Beyonce announced her pregnancy. So that was a weird situation. But you're getting stories like that in my exclusive content. And as you know, I like making it, so you ain't gonna never fall short of content. So again, appreciate anybody who subscribed. Also on the coming up on the lunchtime show, which I will talk more about just in general, main stuff that I don't really get to talk about on the particular morning podcast, because I have certain topics and certain stuff that we want to discuss on there. But we're gonna have to discuss this too, y'all. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. I don't know if y'all saw, but she became the first ever undisputed women's heavyweight champion last night. We might talk about a little bit of that and give a reaction on that. The lady she was fighting was 6'20". She was huge, lanky, gangly, and strong. And Clarissa punched quarters out of her. The lunch show is going to be 12 noon, between 12 and 1 noon. Let's say, I try to do it lunchtime, 12 p.m. Eastern, maybe 12:30. Let's say 12. Let's do lunchtime. 12 lunchtime is noon. We're going to do noon Eastern. And then that show is going to be more just kind of reactions to all type of shit that done happen. Like Clarissa winning the championship. I'm gonna talk more about the Grammys, who all won, more of a relaxed type of panel type show like we do a lot of times on the weekend. Chris Brown won his first Grammy in 12 years. So get into that. And another thing, I don't know how many old heads we got out there, but y'all know Too Short, the rapper Too Short. West Coast in the building. West Coast. Too Short's big brother was killed. I don't know if y'all saw it. It didn't get a lot of media coverage, but Too Short is a legend. And his brother was killed while he was babysitting or watching a grow facility. And so we're going to talk about that at lunchtime. Okay, old head, all the old heads. Yeah, Too Short's big brother was shot and killed. The story is crazy. I'm going to talk about that at lunchtime and a lot of other stuff. So tune in. Monday through Friday, we're going to do breakfast and lunch every Monday through Friday. Talk about this news because it's so much. Like I said, I can't squeeze everything into the morning show. Plus, I like to keep a certain vibe in our first show, and then like I said, the lunchtime show is just more about talking about all kinds of shit. Not really nothing specific, just all kinds of shit. Like I said, especially stuff that people should know that ain't getting coverage. Like I said, Too Short's big brother. That's kind of major. And before we get out of here, we also going to talk about lunchtime that Lil Wayne was considered for the Super Bowl halftime show, and they talk about the reasons why. That article just broke over the weekend. We're going to get into that. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing whoever can make it at lunch. To my audio listeners, if you want to join our Breakfast Crew live, we are every day at 7:30 a.m. on my YouTube channel, Flo Daddy Flo, FLODADDYFLO. And that's it, y'all. So another show in the books. We got our subscriber of the day. Appreciate you. Please subscribe if you can. And I look forward to seeing whoever at the lunchtime show live, where we just talk about all kind of news. It ain't really nothing specific, just news that some news is serious, some news is just some shit to talk about. So we do all that at noon. I look forward to seeing those who can make it, and that'll be every day. Other than that, we got another one down, y'all. Anybody in the chat want to say something as I get out of here? I appreciate it. Jennifer, Felix, Genuine, Jennifer, Shauna, and everybody crew. If I missed you, Amy, Michelle, all of y'all. As always, I love y'all, and I'm out. Yeah, y'all. So look forward to the lunch show. I'm about to be working on that. Got a lot to talk about. Definitely want to go into more of the Grammys and all of that. I appreciate y'all. But at the very least, if I don't see y'all at lunchtime today, I will definitely know that I will catch y'all tomorrow for another breakfast episode. Flow Club meetup. Grab you a Flow Pacino. To my YouTube family, I'm out.